welcome to Culture Foolishness Power Raising Kanan recap of season 5, episode 3, right? It's number 3,
Yeah.
yes. As we getting there, we about to be to the end, folks. This is Creed of Exodus Studios, Architects of Mars.com. My co-host is
Coach Tamara Simone, your favorite life coach's favorite life coach. If you don't know, now you know. Baby, baby.
And yeah, like I've been saying the past couple weeks, all gas, no brakes, man. Like went straight in. They trying to take Unique's territory, or trying, I should say, succeeding in taking his new territory. Pretty much bum rushing the spot, as they said back in the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, they and by they we mean Kanan and Breeze pulled up and Neek ain't been around, he's in the wind. So, since they was gonna do, let's be clear, all they're doing is what they were gonna do anyway had they caught him. But now they're just like, I think they're really doing it because they're trying to kind of like fish him out. Like, if we do
Mm.
this and you really still in it, then you gonna pull back up like, fuck you doing it. Then we could take you out. And
And
if
if
you
not,
now we
it
just
don't matter. Either
yeah,
way.
absolutely.
Either
Absolutely.
way, we're fine. It's either you gonna come
We're
out
winning
and
either way.
expose yourself, or you don't, and we just get your stuff anyway. So either way, they win. So
Right.
that's basically where that was.
Yeah.
So, they killed one of the young men out there, and some shooting ensued. It was, just
Some violence ensued.
typical
And
violence.
looks like those
And
gentlemen fucked around and found out is
Oh,
what
oh
happened.
yeah. One dude tried to jump hard. That's the one that ended up dead. So
I
sorry,
mean,
young.
Neek appreciates the loyalty, even though,
Yeah, he gone.
yes, yes,
He got up out that jam. So
expeditiously.
so then Rock and Marvin and Flossie, they showed them kind of like setting up
Setting up in Lou's
the
bar, God rest
yeah,
Lou's soul, setting up in his
yeah.
bar for how they about to run this ish.
Through the JJ train. Um, I mean, it's a great idea. I mean, that's most guys that do drugs the first time is introduced through a woman, so it's
And
pretty accurate.
from how we see everything unfold throughout the episode, even if they're not actually partaking with the women, just that front is good enough for it to work.
Hmm.
So it's like, and I'm sure because they're essentially kind of talking with the girls that they're going to be using and kind of walking through how things are going to work. And it's like, well, if you could, put the cooch to rest for the evening and just do this, then, hey, you're going to get paid either way. So works out.
Hmm. I actually like how they tied that to something towards the end, but we'll get there.
Yes.
So then we go to Juke, and she went to pay a visit to our friendly neighborhood police officer. What's his name again? I don't even
It don't
remember
matter. It's
because
not
I can't
important.
stand him.
Nigga that we can't
Um,
stand. That's his
right.
name. The
But
nigga that get on our nerves.
I feel like in past episodes before this whole obsession with Juke, and he was in it for other reasons, he showed a little crooked streak the whole time. So I wasn't surprised that he, basically took her up on
Well,
her offer.
he didn't decline it. She propositioned him and he told her to get the fuck out of there and she was like, "But you didn't say no." So
Hmm.
he's pondering, considering his current living
With
situation.
all them
He got
kids, he
he
with
got the
all them
kids, he
kids
got one
over
on the
there.
way, he driving that raggedy ass car, he living in that raggedy ass crib. So,
Hmm.
underpaying these civil servants and then wondering why they flip dirty is
I
essentially.
mean,
And not that that makes
he
it okay, because you knew how much the shit paid for you took the
and,
gig.
and that's the thing. That's why I said I felt he's shown that he has that type of character prior to the role he's had up until this point in this storyline, but earlier when he was in the show. So
Mhm.
I just feel like it made sense what ultimately happened with them because we could jump around. I mean,
Oh
ultimately, he took her up on
yeah,
the offer, and now he on her payroll. But of course, it's really hush money and to keep him off her. So now she got to come up with this money. Hence,
I was gonna
what
say
she
because
ends
that's
up
what's
doing.
interesting. He's on her payroll, but she ain't got no damn job. Like, at this point,
Right,
and she just essentially she just is like around for her father. Like, make sure
right.
there's food on the table when he come home from a long day of drug dealing and thugging. And like she just makes sure the crib cool for him because she's not working,
Hmm.
she's not in school, she's just around. It's
Hmm.
essentially what is happening and getting harassed by dude. That's pretty much all that goes on with Juke at this point. So,
Hmm.
but in her own defense, every time she's tried to get something popping, then something has like
Something
messed it
bad
up.
happened. Right.
So wasn't like she just chose to be this.
Hmm.
But she's back going
Maybe.
out to the lesbian clubs. We saw that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She was like, you know what? Let me
She's
go
like, I'm back on
swerve
these.
over here.
Yeah, I'm back in these streets. I had to leave old girl alone because now them folks is harassing her. So
Right.
it's like, well, but I got needs.
Right. So she went straight to her little red bone. She was ready too. She was like, hey, what's
Long
up?
time no see.
Uh-huh. And she just put out a hand. She was like, and bye-bye. I didn't want to go here anyway.
Oh, that you got more game than Nintendo.
Man, man, man. So I always why Stefano was hollering at old boy that's the boss of Manhattan, basically. I don't know
Yes,
him name yet.
I knew
I'll
his
know
name,
it
and
by
then
the
I
next
forgot it.
episode. We'll get it. Um and he basically got sunned by him for
Yeah,
the most part. He was like, look, I'm gonna deal with who I want to deal with. You don't run New York, get the fuck out my face, essentially. And then like when he left, he was like, this is like a third string catcher trying to tell Mickey Mantle how to swing the ball. I was like, yeah. It's like, yeah, he out of his depth, but he embarrassed. So now he's trying to figure something out.
yeah, he don't like
Cause
that.
he was like, that's some bullshit. I don't like that shit right there.
No, he didn't like that at all.
Mm-mm.
Didn't like that at all.
So let's see what else happened. So
So I want to jump to when Marvin goes to the barbershop because he's
yes.
looking for some information. He's looking for Neat essentially,
Hmm.
and he finds out this is his introduction to Kanan running around with Breeze. So he's like, "Who the hell is this Breeze person?"
Hmm.
Because Breeze has not been introduced to Rock or
Right.
Marvin at
This is
this point.
him. This is now him being on their radar at this point.
Yes,
And I think
right.
he basically went to um talk to Kanan right after that, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the favorite scenes of this episode happened during
One
this
of the favorites.
part because Kanan is really feeling himself.
He out here
Big
plugging
time.
it, and he out here with Breeze, and he over here shooting niggas, and everything is all whatever. So he feeling like, oh yeah, I'm him. So he didn't mess around and tried to offer Marvin a job working for him.
And he was like, nigga, did you offer me a job? Like, I am a gangster. Y'all ain't even measuring up to what you can't see me. That was very 90s, by the way. I really like the you can't see me. That was very 1995,
So
94
Kanan,
era.
I'm on another level. You can't see. He like you can't even climb that high, nigga.
Mm, mm,
Good
mm.
stuff. It's good
It
stuff.
was great. It was great.
This
It
is
was
why
great.
we ride at dawn for my. This is why we
Hey,
ride at dawn.
hey. Speaking of
It,
Marvin,
even when he was at the when they were at the meeting with Flossie, and Marvin was just very direct about what was going down about the infrastructure. And Flossie was like, "You sure do know how to sweet talk him?" And Marvin was like, "I listen to a lot of Teddy Pendergrass."
that was dope. That was dope. Another part when they was at the house, Marvin and Rock, and they was in a dining room, and she couldn't even stand in there because that's where it happened, and they
Yes,
had
and
to
every time she
move to
looks at the
different
wall,
rooms.
then she thinks it's
Yeah.
blue. But this is also when Marvin tells Rock about Breeze. Like Kanan
Hmm.
running around with some fool named Breeze, and these niggas think that you know, they think that they hot commodities on these streets.
Well, they are at the
They are,
moment.
they are, but
Mhm.
um, yeah. And then because of all of the riffraff between Stefano and the Manhattan boss, Stefano meets up with Kanan, which we've never seen them, especially just
Yes.
the two of them, because the only time that we've
Hmm.
seen them meet up is when it was with Snaps and Pop and Breeze, and like it was a this
Hmm.
time it's just because he's basically like, look, your mama is pissing me off.
He's
So
like, join the club, sir.
right, just like tell me something I don't know.
Like, I definitely don't like the broad, so
Right, I concur with
I
whatever you.
concur. Whatever you said she did
She
that
did
shit.
that shit.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's interesting. I was kind of feeling like he was gonna try to get him to do something based off of that meeting he had, but he didn't quite do that.
I think he just wanted to get a temperature check to say like, okay, if I move how I plan on moving, because we're in business with each other, then kind of gauge where he would be. And as he saw, he's like, hey, one less person in the way. Is essentially was his mindset. So maybe Marvin
But
will
I
work for me
don't.
then, type
Right.
shit
He's
is
like, then
basically.
I don't have to do it because clearly I can't do the shit. So if you do it, then it'll be done. Marvin met up with Flossie, so it's Flossie Seagull,
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, and they had an interesting interaction. I feel like she just sizing him up, trying to see how she can kind of like manipulate that situation because I feel like the way he presented himself initially, she felt like he might be a problem as far as like pushing back on shit she trying to accomplish. That's
yeah.
my
I mean, and for me, considering the fact that like she stated to Rock, like she really don't like working with men. So I think she also wanted to kind of gauge to be like, okay, so you're in charge, but you have your brother with you. So now I am kind of working with a man, but not directly. But how is he? Is he gonna be on some takeover stuff? Is he cool? And if he cool, why is he cool?
Basically, that was her whole thing. Actually, you pretty much in a nutshell described her whole train of thought in those scenes. So that's funny. Um, let's see. We got Breeze with Snaps and Pop.
I was gonna say, do
And
you want to talk about that? Because they kind of, I mean, they kind of doing status checks with him to see like how's things going and everything
hmm
like that. And at this point, they've taken multiple corners of Neek.
hmm
Like it's not, it was that one, and then they like, okay, we should let's go. And they've been taking more, and Neek is gone. So what they're saying is that don't think that because he gone that he gone forever,
mm
because as we've seen he could pop back up is what they're alluding to tell Breeze, because he's just like, oh, it's sweet, and they like, it's sweet but it may not continue to be. Now I don't think he come back, but
No, well, apparently, at the one of the parties, they saying that London Brown accidentally said he was coming back in this season some kind of way. So I don't know. There might be, a little smoke screen thing just to kind of like, keep people guessing. But mm. And let's see what else happened. Marvin is still grieving Lou, and he mad he can't find Neek, so he wants to see the pastor.
yes, yes, and I think Marvin's interactions with the pastor is quite chuckle worthy. Um, because he's still him, like, and I think it's also interesting when he was talking to Rock and he was like, like, dude, like, are you a believer? Like, because they do so much other stuff that you just don't know. But Marvin considers himself to be, I mean, it's for him. So he's like, okay, I may do this, but that don't mean I don't believe in a higher power.
hmm
And so and he's really, just trying to seek some type of clarity or some type of peace, because of the fact that he's grieving Lou the way he is. And then Kanan popping off talking crazy, and he can't find Neek to avenge Lou, and Rock is not grieving enough for him. Like, it's a lot going on there.
hmm
Juke is asking questions, and that's.
Yeah, well, they ultimately had a good interaction, good and bad, because while they opened up to each other as far as like how they feeling about the whole situation with Lou, and then obviously re-solidifying, obviously they love each other, blah blah blah, but she now needs money coming in, and that's the main reason that she like, well, shit, let me work with you. Not that he want her to work with him, but at this point, he like, you gonna do some bullshit anyway. I at least want to keep an eye on you, type shit.
And I think that for her, there's a part of her who wants to keep an eye on him because he crazy in the
Clearly,
in the best way, but he
yeah,
crazy.
he's definitely crazy. Yes.
And so, and it's also, because when her and Kanan kind of sat down at the diner they go to and talk, like they talked about Lou a little bit, and it's like she fucked up over it as well. And it's like, damn, they knocked off one. Who's to say they wouldn't come from my father? So there's a part of her that's, uncertain about what may transpire. Um, so she kind of wants to be around her father, spend as much time with him as possible. When something like that happens, then you just don't take every day for granted. And I think
True.
that's also a part of where that's coming from, with her being like, I mean, yes, we know she needs the money, but um, that's like knocking out two birds with one stone. And what he gave her, the assignment was pretty easy. Like it's not like she's gonna be like in harm's way for real.
Well, for now, we'll
For
see how
now.
that you see, you know how this show is. You know, it might be a drive by on the bar in the next episode when they figure out what's going on through there. But um it's a good setup for her. It definitely I'm pretty sure these are the seeds that's getting planted that's gonna make her want to be a cop and other things that she's seeing in this process. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, so
We'll
it's
see.
interesting to me because I'm wondering what about this would make her want to, like, but also I was like, well, if she's, because you kind of saw a preview and now, she's just getting started, so she ain't quite got the payment yet. And so it's like, well, if I want these cops to get up off me, they'll get up off me if I'm one of them.
That could be a part of it too. So we're gonna see. We're gonna definitely see. So um what was the other thing that happened? Oh, they show like the whole thing with the girls and how they interact with the
Yes.
going to pick up the drugs and blah blah blah. And one of the girls actually go to Kanan at the end because I'm pretty sure at this point everything that's going on, he probably don't want a girlfriend or actual person that he cares about for real.
So I think it may be twofold because we didn't talk about um the fact that Rock kind of hired a couple of shooters to do a drive by. And I think because she didn't she do that like in like for Queens, like it's supposed to be like in Breeze and Kanan's territory.
Hmm. Right.
So she did that. So this could very well just be like, let me see how y'all are doing things over here. Now I think that's messy
Mm,
writing because how would Kanan know? Because he don't talk to none of them.
right. That's why I feel like it was more of a not really though, because he don't no, because Stefano told him who the person was who the hose was through that's
Yeah.
working. I feel like he probably or maybe because you know how they do like I feel like it might have been alluded to he gave him more information after the camera went off of them. I don't know because it
Okay.
seems odd that he called that particular one, you know.
That's why I'm like, but if and so, he's feeling a little lonely. um, then the streets are saying that that's gonna be Sean's mom,
Hmm, interesting.
what the
Was
street.
his mom a hoe? I don't remember.
I don't know, but she was a tall, pretty, dark skinned girl.
Hmm, interesting.
So
Now I'm curious that if was that more calculated or was that just a coincidence? Because right now it could be either or.
true, and I think that's what they want us to believe. Sneaky, sneaky mofo's.
Intriguing, intriguing.
Right.
But I feel like that was about the last thing that happened in that episode, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about Marvin and Juke and them having their heartfelt moment. They don't tell each
Yeah.
other they love each other often, so that was sweet. Um, and they showed the demonstration of how things are gonna flow with the girls and how Juke fits into that.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
setup.
All right. Well, we recap the recap. Um, I feel like the next episode is definitely going to be a lot more action. This was kind of like a setup episode, I feel like, because now that I'm like going through it, not a lot happened in this episode. It was just the aftermath from the last one.
Hmm. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, we'll be back next week. Honorable mention again. The show was good again this week. It was another good episode.
Yeah.
Tiff still get on my nerves, but
Tiff seems
Emmett less. Emmett less. So
well,
he's doing
that's a
something
good
right.
thing. I think at this point his son get on my nerves.
He has replaced him in annoyingness because he really just want to get in trouble. It's insane.
And
Never seen anything like it.
Ari and Lene, they're pretty irritating too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Lynette. Like one thing I did like from that when Tiff was like, "Don't tell Lynette because she can't hold water. She gonna get killed with flapping her damn gums."
That would just be Tiff's own karma because Lene told you when it was supposed to be a safe space and you didn't tell and you couldn't hold it. Now,
That's true too.
like that was supposed to be a safe space. So Tiff is part to blame for that. However, even though it was supposed to be a safe space, confessing murder is not something you risk. Like you don't risk even sharing that in a quote unquote safe space. So
Hmm.
shouldn't have done that. But and also a question I just want to raise before we wrap this up. Is Keisha mama gonna come back? Because at this point, you ain't came back for the birthday of your grandchild. You ain't came back for shit. You cannot tell me you didn't ran off with the brat and she got you so twisted up in the head that you can't even come back and check on your damn kids and grandkids. Like
And Kevin, for that matter, is he gonna come back for the wedding? Or they
I
gonna do
feel
it?
like he may come back because
Okay.
if he did a press run with them just to be kicking it, then he's absurd.
Oh, he was with them.
He was
Oh,
on the
okay.
press run.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he coming back because that's ridiculous. But the
Like, no, I
mama
ain't coming back, but
definitely
I just
the
want to see how y'all niggas been. That's insane.
yeah, not happening. But yeah, the mama definitely is absurd. So I don't know. We'll
That with the
figure
brat,
it out.
like the head couldn't possibly be there. But anyway, um,
Well then, on that note, this has been Culture Foolishness recap of Power Raising Canaan. We will be back next week. I am Creed of Architects of Mars and ExodusStudios.com. And my co-host is
Coach Tamara Simone.
peace, peace, everybody.